You're listening to the Nature Connection Show on Natural Health Radio with Sarah Turner of Essentially Flowers Training and Moonflower Essences. Your weekly connection direct. So welcome everybody, welcome to this week's Nature Connection Show. My name is Sarah Estelle Turner. And welcome to my special series of interviews with healers who've transformed their passions into successful businesses. So this week I'm joined by my friend and a graduate of the Flower Essence Diploma that I run, Louise Allen, who runs a very successful company called the Rhythm of Beauty. Now, Rhythm of Beauty was created from a desire to create beautiful skincare that translates the secrets of nature into living products that work in harmony with our skin and well-being. There's lots more I could say about it to introduce it, but I'm actually going to allow Louise to do that because I think she can do it much better than I can. So welcome, Louise. It's lovely to be able to talk with you and to be able to share what you do with the wider audience.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how Rhythm of Beauty came into being. And I guess with many of us who are healers, it's kind of like when our business is birth, it's kind of like contains all the elements of our lives inside it.
Yeah, that's true.
They're a long time in coming. That's kind of what I'm saying.
So really over the last 18 years has been blended for Rhythm of Beauty. So what really kick-started me, had my clinic for 8 years, and I was the international trainer for Environ and some other skincare houses, and they started using parabens in their products. For me, I couldn't line to this, and it didn't feel authentic using this on my clients because it's a healing practice and a holistic practice. So this led me to start playing and making products for children with eczema or psoriasis, anti-aging, but also connecting the root of the problem. So I was making the products for the clients with oils, just essential oils then, and antioxidants and bases like coconut oil and shea butter, basically. And the feedback was positive, so it gave me the confidence to keep creating. And then they were coming back saying, my children's eczema is cleared up. And then gradually it went to the root of the problem, it cleared up. So I could see firsthand the connection to physical and emotional health through manifesting this through creating products bespoke for each client. I then developed my essence training. So I started the essence training with batch remedies initially, and I started making my essences and adding those to the products. And then I got more confident and had a bigger keep calling from the flowers. And that's when I went for the training with your diploma. And everything just seemed to come together and weave together from that diploma. I had such a profound connection to the flowers from that. I couldn't ignore it anymore. So the essences then came in to the products, and just giving one product to one person just didn't feel right, because I'm a nutritionalist and I educate people in seasonal nutrition. It was a no-brainer to create the products seasonally as well. So that's where it all came from. So the essences and the oils go into a seasonal product to unlock that season for each client, and that's blended with nutrition as well. So I think I've answered your question.
Wow, beautifully, yeah. So your passion for all of this began many, many years ago.
I've always been like a magpie in John Lewis or chemists or shops. I've always been drawn. My desk at university was just full of products, and looking back, what on earth, what was I buying? Clinique, which is really full of chemicals, but I was trying it out then. I didn't know all that then, But for me, it's always been, I was brought up to cleanse, moisturize, and look after my body and eat correctly. But as I've grown and aged, I can see these products haven't worked. It's really about aligning to your innate beauty within and listening to what you need through nature.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's a big discussion, isn't it? Because the world of skincare and beauty products is huge, and there are many great products out there. But what I'm kind of hearing from what you're saying is that it's about embracing the age that we're at, and it's not about trying to get rid of the wrinkles or whatever. It's about feeling beautiful.
Yeah, from within.
From within. Yeah.
Well, it's nourishing yourself with the right nourishment, which is either slowing down, eating correctly, aligning to the right company and energy that we need to be ourselves and to feel whole and happy as women.
And I think it's an area that interests me a lot. Like yourself, I've worked with essences for a long, long time, and the traditional way of taking essences is by the mouth, which of course is a great way to do it, and I thoroughly recommend that. But when we place the essences on our bodies, it's different, isn't it? Could you tell us a little bit about how you experience the difference, because your essences are going into your skincare?
Yes, well, for me, using the essences, I connect them to the meridians on the face, or the facial reflexology. So in the seasons, different organs are in power. So for example, in winter, it's the water element that's in power. So we're looking at the kidney area, because it's the kidney and the bladder that's in power. And if we have an imbalanced kidney, we can see that in our client's face through dark circles, sagginess, lack of lustre, lower back pain, loss of hair, prematurely greying, brittle hair, etc., lack of moisture. So aligning the essences and the oils for me to those elements is just, it just feels right, and that's what people have responded to wonderfully.
So for each season we use a different skin cream, for example, a moisturizer.
Yeah, so every season has 4 different essential oils and 4 different flower essences that are created in Rhythm of Beauty's garden. So those essences and oils are for each element.
And you also work with the moon cycles, don't you?
Yes, I do. So I encourage clients to go on a nutritional purification on the new moon, because at a new moon our body's more heightened to detox and to purify. So I do a 21-day nutritional program with them, which is working through all the chakras, each chakra for 3 days. And we've had really fantastic feedback, like lack of sugar cravings, heightened intuition, weight loss, weight gain if it needs to be, just feeling more connected and grounded to who they are, and having more energy and vitality, and also the compliments that people get because their radiance is enhanced because they've increased their rainbow diet. And then we also recommend to at a full moon, because our absorption levels are heightened, so we increase our nutrient load at the full moon, so we can absorb those nutrients at a heightened rate.
It's very different way of looking at things, isn't it? I mean, it speaks to me enormously, because I work with the moon, so I'm not saying that through surprise, but just to help other people understand that returning to nature.
Just being mindful, isn't it, about those moon cycles, and we can be at our best when we align to nature and those cycles.
So would you talk us through the different seasons, just to give people listening or watching for whom this is new, or maybe they don't know very much about it, why we need different things at different seasons. Maybe you could just talk us through those seasons.
Okay, well, I'll start with autumn because we've just launched our autumn range, and this is working with the earth element blending through into the metal element. So what we're aligning to now is really deep nourishment after the fast pace of summer. So we're encouraging our clients through our products, which is hyssop, lavender, chamomile and vetiver, to ground. So they're all from earth. They're very gentle and cooling products, but they're encouraging the clients to work with their spleen energy. Well, the spleen is in charge of the flesh. So obviously the flesh is our skin. So by looking after our spleen, we're actually increasing the vitality and the health of our skin. So someone with problematic cellulite would need to look at their spleen. We can help them with that through their diet. And again, we would encourage them to use our autumn products to nourish the spleen. The spleen loves warmth, to be cuddled, to love, and that is the earth element, which is the mother element.
So if you had any of those things, if somebody's listening or watching and kind of, oh, that's me, and they happen to be watching in spring, would they still use your autumn products?
No, we don't allow that. We're quite strict with that.
Okay.
They're only up on each season, so they're only available through that window.
Okay.
Because it needs to align to that season.
Okay, so that's the kind of premise that we stay with the season.
Yeah,
okay.
We're quite strict with that. But in spring, we can still help them with the cellulite issues because the liver's in power. So we would focus on the liver, which is purification and building up their blood tonic foods to help purify. And there's always a way.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interlinked, and every time we change from each season, it's the earth element that bridges that change from each season anyway.
Okay.
As you know.
Yeah, so it's really important that we follow through the seasons and don't try to skip one because we don't really like it or something.
No, and I've been there, I've done that. I used to find winter very challenging.
Yeah, me too.
It's only been the last 5 years that I managed to get off the rat race and allow myself to retreat. And it's okay to sit and read a book. It's okay to wrap yourself up and be by the fire, because what we're doing is we're allowing ourselves to reset and the life force to build up again in the kidneys, so we can be new again in spring and have all our new products take off and new projects and new ideas, which we should launch and rebirth in spring, as you know. We can't do that if we don't rest in winter.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, me too. Yes, me too. I can remember saying, in my 20s, I can remember saying, gosh, Sundays are so boring. Who invented a Sunday? Yeah, so likewise.
But now we love them, don't we?
I do, yes, absolutely, I do. Yeah. So, okay, so that autumn. So, could you talk us through the other ones? Because I think it's really informative for people.
Yeah. So winter, the products are in a blue-black label, which is the colour for the kidney chi, blue-black, for helping balancing the kidney chi, and the oils and essences in there are very meditative. So it's frankincense, sandalwood, patchouli and chamomile. And then the essences we're using is olive for deep exhaustion, and when we feel that deep soul, on a soul level, very tired. Making me think now what other essences are in the winter. Water violet, because it has an affinity with the kidneys and the water element. And we encourage a lot more mineral bathing and using our magnesium oil, sacred oil, rubbing into the kidney zone to help with all the hormonal imbalances women can have, backache, aches and pains, PMT, insomnia, etc. The magnesium you can use every year and every season, but we put relevant essences in for each season.
Okay, yeah. Very cool. Okay, so after winter?
So spring, it's all green because we're looking at new growth and new beginnings. Fresh, it's the maiden archetype of the goddess in spring. So we're bringing in the young shoots, and which is what we're mirroring through nature. So in spring, we're working with the liver and the gallbladder, which the emotion is anger. So we are pushing through any blocks or stuck energy so we can blast through and create our new endeavours and our new beginnings. And that is quite an uplifting blend, which is neroli, sweet orange, and again chamomile. Chamomile is the only oil which is in every single season because it holds it grounds each essence and aroma.
Lovely.
And then the summer we go into triple rose. So because with the summer we're working with the heart, and the heart's in power in summer. So the quintessential remedy for the heart is rose. So we've used triple rose blend, again with chamomile and patchouli. Again, all from my garden.
Lovely. Well, I've seen
Carried a lot of roses.
From your Facebook page, which is Rhythm of Beauty, I believe it's your Facebook page, isn't it?
Yeah.
You share photographs of your garden. It looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah, lovely to see. So it's just reminded me to ask you about it as well. You have an exciting new project going on for the future?
Yes, we're just getting ready to open our retreat, which we're very excited about. It's been a little bit delayed as my husband's working on it, but it's ready to be open for the 24th of September.
Wow.
For our autumn earth retreat, which we've got 10 ladies booked on.
Brilliant. And what is that, a weekend retreat?
It's only a day.
Okay.
It's just a day retreat, and we'll be doing alignment to autumn through seasonal nutrition, meditation, yin yoga, which will be working the spleen and the digestion system, and encouraging them to celebrate everything they've achieved over summer for a really good harvest, so they can then learn to retreat into winter.
Okay. Sounds lovely, lovely. And you also train people, don't you? Tell everybody about your training program.
Yeah. So it's a year's program, which after the year they're a Rhythm of Beauty coach, which means they've aligned to each season personally. They've walked the path themselves. They're entitled to 50% off all the products once they're trained, and then they actually are aligning clients themselves through the nutrition, the products. They can hold the divine feminine wellbeing circles themselves as well.
So you're kind of rolling this out.
Yeah, it's a knock-on effect.
Well, I think it's important, isn't it? Because we can't do it alone.
No, definitely not.
So exciting. Yeah. And partly I know this because I know it was when we first met, which was, I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. This was kind of a seed that hadn't quite developed, and so it's lovely to see how quickly your seed has grown and is actually totally flourishing now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been lovely to unravel it all and just see, and you only unravel through going out there and learning through following your passion. That's the only way I can explain it. So rather than bursting with all these ideas, you just need to take the first step, and that's how you learn what works and what doesn't work. And for me, that's been invaluable. And I'm so thankful for the ladies that have come to me and helped me learn through teaching them, because it's only through teaching them that I know what women want and need to flourish.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely to see that there are so many people coming forward, because it really shows not the right word, but you knew inside you that this was the way forward, and that there was a big need for people to return to themselves. So yeah, It's very, very powerful. So there may be people watching or listening who don't live near you in the UK. How can they connect with you?
Okay, well, we do have international clients, and we need to bridge that gap. So there will be online training coming up, and I just need to get myself videoed and all the alignments on record, so they can download those and take it forward into their own countries and develop their own wellbeing circles.
That's very interesting to see. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we should watch out for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as you know, as I shared at the beginning, this series of interviews that I'm very passionate and being very called to share right now is with people like yourself, who's a healer, many years of healing behind you, and many different modalities that you have inside you. You now have a successful business that you've rolled out that's been birthed completely through you. If there's somebody listening or watching, which I'm sure there is, who has their own business inside them, their own gifts that they would so love to birth because they say they're needed, but maybe feeling a bit shy or haven't got the courage, or there's some resistance somewhere, what would you say to them?
Well, initially it's got to be aligning to their own joy. So if it's what's bringing them joy and it comes with ease and grace, then that's usually their gifts there. But sometimes people think, oh, it's so easy to me. It can't be that. So they sort of deny it and push it down. They assume that things have to be hard work and a hard slog. But I'm completely in my element with my work, and it comes very easy to me. So I think my advice is to join like-minded people, whether it's private networking groups or start your own wellbeing treatments and circles. And by putting your feelers out, you're going to learn what the market wants and how you can attune yourself to what they desire. So, it takes a lot of courage as well to work on yourself. So keep up the self-development on yourself. It never stops. And through encouraging that self-development on yourself, you tend to attract the right people for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think you and I both know, don't we, that the time is now for people to take their work out into the world.
Yes, absolutely. It's a huge market, isn't it? A huge industry, the wellbeing industry, and we're all unique and we all have our own innate gifts. So there's plenty of room for all of us to go out and flourish and to help other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you, Louise. It's been lovely to speak to you. There's actually one thing that's just popped into my mind that I did want to ask you about, because it's a product I've used personally myself for several years, and that's your Guardian breast oil. Would you tell everybody about that? Because it's got a special place in my heart.
Yes, well, it is. Yes, well, they're all special products, because for me, it wasn't about creating recipes and throwing all the products away. They literally were sort of given to me, and I just followed that trust and blended those recipes with those messages from the flowers and the herbs. The Guardian breast oil did take 2 years to perfect, because I was going to have tuberose in it. And when I got the results back from the clinic, after the trials of the testing, I was concerned because they break down all the components in the oils and the essences, and there was an estrogenic quality to the tuberose. But of course, we don't want that in clients with breast cancers. We don't want estrogen dominant in our products. So I was guided to violet instead, violet oil, which is extremely beautiful very expensive oil, which is why the price is slightly higher for the Guardian breast oil. But the product is literally like salad dressing, because you could literally eat everything in the product, which is broccoli seed oil, pumpkin seed oil, sunflower seed oil, arnica to take down any lumps and bumps or bruising, pomegranate, rose, patchouli, frankincense, which are highly concentrated oils to increase the lymphatic flow of the breasts. If we're wearing a bra 12 hours a day, which we shouldn't be, but some women do, it can constrict and create, not blockages, but it can block the lymph. So this oil is magical in the results it brings. It's beautiful for the skin, but also works on a deep level. I encourage the ladies to actually push it into their armpits as well, into the, we've got lymph nodes in there, which are our dustbins of our toxins. So really work the décolleté, up the neck, up into the face as well. So it's a real beautiful ritual that you're doing with love, not fear, to honour the health of your breasts.
Yeah, it's a beautiful product. I encourage everybody. Yeah, it's quite special, very, very unique, and feels lovely to use. So there is a history of breast cancer in my line. My mother had breast cancer, and I think for all women on some level, well, I can only speak for myself, there's usually, even if we're not kind of like focusing on it, it's kind of out there somewhere. Since I've been using your breast oil, that fear has left me.
Wonderful. Because violet as well, the violet oil, obviously violet transmutes fear, doesn't it, and darkness and negativity. So I was so pleased that I waited, listened, and it was violet. That was what was needed to come to complete the product. Yeah,
so exactly what you said is very, very true, is that it just kind of, the energy around it just shifts, and the focus is not there. There's a lot of information out there that kind of feeds the fear, isn't it? So So would you tell everybody how they can find out more about you, and if they would like to have a look at your courses or train with you or buy any of your products, how they can do that?
Yes, well, I have a website, www.rhythmofbeauty.co.uk. I also invite people that are interested for a discovery call, where we can connect and discover each other and to see if we're right for each other to work with, because that's most important. I have a private Facebook page that is for Rhythm of Beauty clients and therapists and coaches. You don't have to just be a therapist and coach. As long as you're using the products and you have an affinity with me, you're welcome to come to that private page, or we'll have just a normal Rhythm of Beauty page as well. The courses run every season, and you can start at any season, and you don't have to complete it within a year. It fits in with your lifestyle.
Brilliant. Excellent. And you've won a few awards as well, haven't you?
I have, thank you very much. Yes. I think I've won 3 for Best Face Cream through Janie Lee Grace for the seasonal face cream, and I also won an award with Natural Health magazine too.
Wow, so there you go. Fantastic. So, well, congratulations to you, Louise. It's very inspiring, and having used your products myself, I know just how special they are. So well done.
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming along and chatting with everybody today. And I hope everybody goes to visit your website and also really feels into the products they're using, food, skin, all those things, that we start to come back to Mother Nature for her wisdom. Thank you, Louise.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, bye-bye.
You're listening to the Nature Connections show on Natural Health Radio with Sarah Turner of Essentially Flowers Training and Moonflower Essences. Your weekly connection